The views expressed and the opinions given by the individual host and their guests do not necessarily reflect those of ParaX, its affiliates, or its sponsors.
I'm horror author T. Fox Dunham.
And I'm horror author and filmmaker Phil Thomas.
And tonight we're asking you,
what are you afraid of?
Clown News Special Report.
Hurry, hurry, hurry! The man in the top hat screamed. Come one, come all to witness the circus of dreams. 3 rings of fun, fire and joy. There will be great laughs for the little girls and boys. They all gathered into their seats, one by one, waiting for the top hat man to start the fun. As the circus was about to begin, they sent out the clowns with their painted grins. They chased each other with ladders and hoses, with buckets of confetti and their big red noses. The clowns rolled in small wooden barrels and hit each other with plastic pans. They played with fire-jumping animals, and the children clapped with those sticky gumdrop hands. Funny clown shoes slapped the floor as they walked through invisible doors. Some got hit with rubber mallets right on the noodle, while others got bit by polka-dotted poodles. Oh, how the audience laughed and giggled with cheer. Then the laughter died with a scream in the air. Fear rushed the crowd as all the funny clowns started to sneer. The twisted clown's eyes blazed with the fires of sin, and as they started to change, the madness was about to begin. And so they came, 3 painted white and 1 painted red. They knew in a moment there was something to dread. Stunned and shocked, no one knew what to do. They looked to the middle ring as their glance stuck like glue. What they saw was a horrible sight. Top Hat Man was being eaten alive, fighting with all his might. Then the crowd rushed, pushed, and ran for the door. Welcome to the circus of blood, guts, and gore! People were dying, and his limbs fell to the ground. They were slashed, bitten, and chopped by those evil, twisted clowns. Brains were sucked out like pink cotton candy. Eyes were eaten like buttered popcorn. My, it was so dandy. Blood ran warm as it spattered the big top. Screams died down right to the last chop. Blood dripped from their mouths with a taste of meat. Those children were sweet, as much as they took, but babies were sweeter like candies and soot. Buckets of blood ran through their veins. driving these clowns even more insane. The night got darker with a shade of red. The music that drives them is the sound of death. The clowns ate the rest of the crowd, it would seem. There was nothing more left here, so they licked their fingers clean. With a wave of my hand, I told them to go. There was nothing left here. That's the end of the show. The hungry clowns went off wanting more flesh. Oh, those town people, all safe in their beds, dreaming good dreams with the rest of their heads. With the rise of the TerrorKlowns, they'll all soon be dead. And who am I, you might be asking yourself? Who in their right mind could be so twisted and mean? My name is Laughing Dark, the leader of this team. Therefore, heed these words from a twisted clown. There is no place to run, because this is my playground now.
The evil clowns are coming. They're coming round the bend. The evil clowns are coming. They're going to
bash your head.
Going to bash your head. Episode 57. This is our special report on the TerrorKlown epidemic. This is Clown Apocalypse.
Oh.
We are back with J. Lee Dodson, who wrote the Evil Klown Survival Guide, and that was a poem from his book, Hell Under the Big Top, performed by Michael Garrett, who did our theme music.
That's right.
But it's getting bad out there. I mean, we've got reports and incidents. I mean, it's like a siege mentality. Philadelphia is shut down.
Do you guys hear that? I mean,
yeah, I can hear it all over in the background. You can hear the occasional giggling laugh. You can hear a clown car. You can hear a horn out there. It's getting pretty freaky. And
I think there's one coming down on a parachute right now.
Yeah. And,
why is there one coming down?
Whoa, Tom, what's up?
They're coming this way.
Who's coming?
The clowns.
The clowns.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
They're in the ice cream.
Oh my god!
Ice cream. Oh my god! They've got an ice cream car, and it's like a tank, and they're firing snow cones at people.
Oh my god!
Yeah. Tom, are you okay?
Oh, they almost got me, man.
Well, Tom, you seem to have some.
Watch out for that Snickers bar.
Oh,
there you go.
You seem to have some pink taffy stuff on you there.
Uh-oh.
You'll be fine though. Just wash that off. But we should probably lock you in the closet until you're clean. So is that okay? We're just gonna go. Okay, good. Put him in the closet. We're good.
All right.
We're just gonna lock you back there. You'll be fine. We'll bring you some water and he's gone. He's done for.
Oh man.
Yeah, he's dead.
The taffy. That's
bad.
That's
I mean, we had to put down Tim Hershey, which is a shame.
I know.
He did leave the store to the show though. Not a bad place to spend the end of the world. But no, he went down. I mean, we dropped a safe on his head and he blew up into cotton candy. It's pretty bad. Anyway, this is episode 57, Clown Apocalypse, and we are back with author J. Lee Dodson. Jay, how are things on your side of the map?
Hi. Thanks for bringing me back. Things are not so good over here. One got in, and I got some of that pink stuff on me.
Oh.
I'm not gonna have long, so I gotta get my information out there as much as I can.
How long do you have?
I have approximately 3 hours.
3 hours,
I don't
okay.
think you guys will be on air for another 3 hours.
Okay,
We're gonna try.
I think we got I think we got enough
Maybe
time then.
it could be sooner. I don't know.
Well, we barricaded the door.
Yes.
Oh, good.
You know,
Good.
yeah.
I heard somebody saw an ice cream truck out there.
Yeah.
That's not good. That's the evil clowns. They literally have an ice cream truck going around handing out mushed humans to other clowns instead of ice cream.
Come on, guys, let me out. I'm fine, man.
He sounds fine.
He's not fine. He's not fine.
Come on, guys.
He's saying
this
he's
isn't funny anymore. This
he's
thing's
saying he's
crazy
fine.
in here.
Oh,
No,
geez.
Come on.
they say they're fine, but they're not fine. You said they had that taffy stuff on them, right?
Yeah,
it
the
was
taffy stuff all
it
over.
was all over.
That's on
Yeah.
me too, and it's changing. It's starting to. I'm feeling it.
Come
I
on,
know
it's coming off
he's
now.
lying.
Come
he's
on,
lying.
this
Don't
pink
let him
stuff
out.
is coming off.
You say it's coming off. Is that
Yeah,
I don't know if I should believe him.
It's coming off. He's already infected.
Speaking of being infected, the CDC is doing an emergency briefing, and we are going to go live to that right now at the Center for Disease Control in Atlanta on What Are You Afraid Of? Horror and Paranormal Show on ParaX Radio on Friday nights on all major podcast services, and we are grateful because we are now part of the EMC Podcast Collective. Well, it's part of their programming. So, here it is. The CDC is starting now.
I am Roger Bogdovdov, virologist and clownologist with a zombie preparedness team at the Center of Disease Control in Atlanta. In coordination with the Department of Homeland Security and FEMA, the President has declared a national state of emergency. A national curfew is now in effect. We're telling people not to leave their homes and to secure all points of entry. All National Guard units are hereby activated and all military leave is cancelled. The CDC can now confirm that the reported TerrorKlown forces are reproducing through an infectious agent, a virus which we have deemed a Bozo 3. This virus is not airborne in its present state. It can only be transferred through contact with a pink taffy-like substance emitted from infected carriers. Do not come into contact with the infected. Symptoms begin as a state of euphoria, a compulsion to perform comedy, to dress in oversized clothing and makeup, and obsessive need to infect others. Work on an anti-Bozo 3 vaccine is in the beginning stages, but with the current infrastructure collapsing, we are far from anything testable. Citizens are advised to remain in their homes until Citizens are advised to remain in their homes until
This is Michael Brucenacker with TMN International. Something strange is happening at the podium. The spokesman for the CDC is holding his head and has begun to laugh hysterically. He's jumped down into the audience of reporters. He's grabbed someone's lipstick and is painting his face. It looks like he's been infected. Wait, he's starting to say something.
I feel strange. Hello, kitties. Knock, knock. I said, knock, knock. Well, who's there? TerrorKlowns! We are your fear made manifest. Now join us. Put on the red nose.
Are you haunted by shadow people in the middle of the night?
Do you secretly love all things creepy and spooky, enjoying ghost stories and horror fiction from the best storytellers?
Do you have a true ghost experience you want to share, but no one will believe you?
If yes, listen to the professionals on What Are You Afraid Of? Horror Paranormal Show Friday nights at 9 p.m. on ParaX Radio and at www.whatareyouafraidofpodcast.com.
What Are You Afraid Of on ParaX?
Our creepy and demented hosts are on call to provide you with all your spooky needs with true ghost stories, interviews, indie music, and new horror fiction. We are ready to scare you.
ParaX.
Mercy, a new horror medical thriller from author T. Fox Dunham, published by Bloodbound Books. Based on the author's horrific battle with a rare form of lymphoma that involved intense chemotherapy and radiation, Fox turns the horror of his experience into terror on the page.
William Sane is dying of cancer. On most days, death seems like a humane alternative to the treatment. Stricken with fever, William is rushed to Mercy, notorious as a place to send the sickest of the poor and uninsured to be forgotten, and finds the hospital in even worse condition than his previous visit.
Willie's memories faded. He grabbed his sack head, the sack head of the scarecrow, picking at the exposed chicken wire to hold them in. However, the memories fell out of the holes in his face. They wormed and crawled from the leather flesh and the old clothing of the scarecrow, then squirmed and wiggled down his body.
The grounds are unkempt, the foundation is cracking. and like the wild mushrooms sprouting from the fissures of decay around it, something is growing inside the hospital. Something dark.
Fangoria gives Mercy 3.5 out of 4 skulls. Dunham has channeled his many brushes with the other side into the exquisitely rendered, lyrical, supernatural hospital thriller Mercy.
It's feeding on the sickness and sustaining itself on the staff, changing them, and now it wants Willie.
Come now, Mr. Saint. Just a little more of that sweet milk. So salty and so good. You won't miss it. And we ever do so like our delicacies here at Mercy Hospital.
Part medical horror, part supernatural suspense, Mercy is a hard-hitting fever dream of a novel. I enjoyed the hell out of it. Tim Wagner, author of The Way of All Flesh and Eat the Night. Available from Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and bookstores everywhere in both print and digital versions.
Life is an addiction.
Let go. Let it all burn.
Clown types. Unclowns. A reading from the Evil Klown Survival Guide by J. Lee Dodson and read by David Walton. When the clowning goes wrong, it creates another messed up, twisted, malformed species with an insatiable hunger that drives them to never stop eating. I've named them unclowns. They even feed on the flesh and bones of their own kind. These abominations are a cross between human and clown. They look like TerrorKlowns, retaining the same body and face structure, but without the white skin and the paint-like face patterns. The red round clown nose has been replaced by the pink colouring of human flesh, which gives a strange appearance and look to them. They are very aggressive and highly volatile. Laughing Dark treats them with disdain because they still look human and has given word to lock them up in underground rooms, cages and bunkers and to keep them away from the TerrorKlown populations. Unklown Activity, a horrifying eyewitness report. I remember one account that will stick with me forever, and I'm happy I did not witness this horrific act. About a year into the invasion, when things seemed to be letting up, the quieting was just beginning. We ran into a female survivor during a supply run. Her name was Gone Foster. She was part of a small group who managed to stay alive in the city we call Helltown. Miss Foster explained to me that her group stayed alive by using the underground tunnels and sewer pipes to move about the city. She had mentioned about her ability to see and talk to the non-living to help in their travels. I believe she was referring to being a medium, yet her gift did not help them on that day. One evening the group had moved through a large space that was created by construction being done to update the area below a building. The plan was to gather enough food from the basements of stores and restaurants and then make a break for it. They wanted to get as far away from the city as they could. While travelling through the walls, they heard women screaming. They followed the cries to a storage basement, which had small, fist-sized holes in the drywalls that allowed them to peer in and spy on the horrific scene. The room was described as a dirty, musty basement under what had been a bar. What they saw that day would haunt Gone to her dying breath, she explained. There were 5 full-term pregnant women strapped to a crude man-made rack with their bellies exposed. They were surrounded by strange clowns, which turned out to be unclowns. There was another ominous figure standing among the pack. From the description she gave me, I determined it could only be a dark follower. He had a strange mind control over the unclowns and kept them at bay. She also described what I know to be pure form TerrorKlowns among the group. What they would be doing associating with the likes of unclowns and a dark follower, one could only imagine. She said that the dark followers then started turning a crank that tilted the rack, causing the women's bellies to be facing down. They witnessed the terror as the dark follower proceeded to slice open each woman's belly with a large knife, and the unborn babies hit the dirty, unkempt floor with horrifying thuds. The mothers, screaming in agony, watched as their helpless newborns twitched in a disgusting pile of dirt, blood and placenta. Finally, the dark followers ordered the unclowns onto the now crying babies, which were quickly devoured in a gruesome display of a feeding frenzy. Then, they were also ordered to finish off the mothers as well, leaving no one living. Miss Foster and her group were helpless as they stood, stunned and shocked by what they had just seen. One of the members started crying out loudly, alerting the unclowns of their presence. Knowing they had been caught, each member ran for safety. Miss Foster got out alive, while hearing the death screams and mutated gargles of the others who perished at the hands of the unclowns. To this day, Miss Foster believes they left her alive to tell future survivors what she had seen. It would serve as a message to humans from a human, not to defy the clowns.
Return to your homes. There's nothing to fear. Go back into your homes. There's nothing to fear. Return to your homes. Nothing to fear. Nothing to fear.
That CDC guy turned into a clown.
Yeah.
Right before our ears.
What the? This is worse than I expected.
This is really bad. I know, we've got the door barricaded.
This is much worse than I thought, yeah.
But I wonder how Tom's doing.
Is that going to hold, though?
Yeah, Tom,
that's going to hold.
Tom's quiet in there. You okay, Tom?
Come on, my pretty.
Oh.
It doesn't sound like Tom anymore.
No, that doesn't sound like Tom anymore.
That's your little foxy.
That's not Tom.
It does not sound like him.
We are not in Kansas anymore.
Do not trust that guy. Do not trust him.
You know, we've seen us coming doing clown news. All these episodes.
Yeah. We've been doing this for a long time.
Long time.
And it seems to be coming all to a head right now.
Right. But that's
why I wrote the book. You guys gotta know. You have to have the info to survive.
Well, I'm glad we have the books because it's coming in handy.
But that was the CDC, and
I help us live.
I can't find any more news programs. All I can find are people on their webcams. You know, talking about the evil.
Things are starting to shut down. It's getting bad out there now.
We had someone come in a few minutes ago to tell us about the clowns in the universe, a Mr. Alex Bishop. And I'll play that real quick for you. There's supposedly an epidemic happening.
Of killer clowns.
The killer clowns. Yes. Yep.
Alright. I would like to think that the universe balances itself out, and if there are killer clowns, then there's probably like savior clowns, or, you know, maybe superheroes.
Okay.
The opposite.
You're going on the show. We're recording a show right now. Yeah, we're going to put you on there with your theory.
Oh, that's sweet!
What's your name?
Alex Bishop.
Yeah,
I am honored.
Oh, thank you guys, that was fun. Unklown Activity, another reading from David Walton reading your book, The Evil Klown Survival Guide, which can be found on Amazon.com, and you can find links for it up on the website at www.whatareyouafraidofpodcast.com, where you can find our previous episodes and our gallery of audio ghost stories. So tell us about something to help us survive. What kinds of clowns are there? What is their behavior like?
Okay. So let's talk about the types of clowns. There's 4 main clowns you gotta really watch out for. They're alpha clowns. There's a mega alpha, Laughing Dark. He's the leader of these clowns. He's the leader of all TerrorKlowns. He's kind of posh. He has a demeanor to him, but he's evil as hell. Do not trust that guy. Do not fire any guns at him. Alpha clowns cannot be killed by guns or knives. Zulu clowns can be killed by guns and knives. Those are the lower form clowns. And then you got the Delta clowns. They're half alpha and half Zulu, but they can be stopped by firearms, but only temporarily. It gives you enough time to run. Now, the 4 clowns of chaos, see, this is what you got to watch out for. Laughing Dark, the leader. Wrong Way, he's a clown born with his head upside down and carries a large death mallet who likes squishing little insects called humans. And then you got Six Ball, who has 6 different personalities. Don't trust any of them. And you got Dead Clown. He used to be a mafia king.
Oh, God.
Laughing Dark brought him back to join his ranks.
Wow. You know so much about these clowns. You really must have studied them. I'm surprised you... by the way, how are you feeling? We know you got infected with the taffy-like substance.
Well, right now my leg is starting to turn white. Pure white. That's not good. I think I'm slowly turning... okay. Yeah. It's getting there. I'm going to have to probably put my own self out.
So does the taffy kind of start to turn like a flesh-eating virus sort of thing, where it starts to eat away your skin, or is it just transform?
Normally it hardens up. It hardens up like a shell. And then after you're transformed, every tissue, bone, cartilage, twisting, turning, pain, agony, you're still awake, feeling everything changing to a clown from the inside out. And you become a clown and all humanity is gone.
Oh. Yeah, all humanity's gone, and all that's left is clownanity.
And all you want to do is feed, destroy, and reproduce.
Wow. That's awful.
Can you imagine a world with just overrun by killer clowns?
Well, you know what's so terrible? It's like the zombies. Zombies are really just versions of people.
Yeah.
You know. And
well, that's what I talk about in the book. What happens when the world is dominated by TerrorKlowns?
What kind of world would that be?
Find out.
Terrible place. I can't imagine.
Right. Something. Dark Fuse Press went under a few days ago. And for indie authors, it's a very big deal because a lot of indie presses are starting to go down. And there's a problem right now, and it seems to be really hitting them, is that you have a lot of publishers who are one step above self-publishing. It's basically the only reason it validates you is that it's some other editor who reads your work, edits it, and then puts it on CreateSpace, puts it on Amazon, and leaves it just like you could do yourself.
Right.
And the question, we've lost so many in the last few years, like Sam Hain, several editors have gone under, now Dark Fuse has gone under, and the terrible thing is, there were a lot of authors, like friends like Max Booth, who put everything into these people, who put their books into these people, and they expected a long career and a lot of time to...
So Max had a book with them,
build their book up, yeah. And they go under, the book's tainted, no other publisher wants it. And you've just wasted 6 months to a year, even more, of an author's life.
Right. Don't forget about the debacle last year with Book Trope. Remember that?
Right.
I mean, they had thousands of authors that just... I mean, it was a mess.
Yeah.
And they still had to...
It's back.
It's...
The ice cream truck's coming.
Oh, my God. It's coming. It's there.
Oh, no.
I'm going to go try to chase it. I'm going to go check the door. This is the ice cream
If
truck.
you guys listen, you'll hear it.
It's... It's
actually literally there.
Sounds like it's rallying. It's rallying the clowns.
Tom wants to get a ride.
Tom wants to go into
We're not letting him out though.
No.
Rick, let me out!
They have
Tom.
Well, if you want to,
please.
Don't let him
I'm
out.
all right.
We better not let him out.
Let me get to the ice cream guy.
The advisor is saying don't let you out, Tom. It's going to be okay. We're going to get you help, buddy.
Yes.
He's not going to be okay. There's no hope.
He's not.
No, he's no
Just
hope.
tell him.
No, he's not. You're fine.
You're going to be fine, sir. We'll find you help. It's going to be great. No. We're going to come out of this misery.
No, he's gone. He's a goner. So am I.
Yeah. But
oh, it's getting closer.
It's getting closer. Oh my God. So we barricaded the door more, but there are like hordes of ice cream trucks that are sweeping through.
Oh God. Oh, there it is.
It's down, everybody, down. Close call.
It just passes.
We
got lucky there.
Tom seems to be more sedate.
Yeah, he's not as excited anymore.
Yeah, I filled the room up with sleeping gas. So he might be back up because none of these things aren't human.
We threw in a bag of cotton candy to keep him occupied.
Yeah, we did, but we got it in there. I mean, nearly took off an arm, but we're okay. Yeah, we're okay now. So we've got some great stuff on the show, and like I said, we are sort of whiling away the end of the world as TerrorKlowns are coming at us. We've got that CDC briefing. I can't seem to find anything else on the internet. The clown threat, it seems to be real, and nobody listened to Mr. J. Lee Dodson, but we have him on the show.
Nobody listened to me.
So it's the end of the world, but at least we can say, we told you so.
I told you so. Humanity is fallen.
but we told you so. So, Phil, you did a little short flash fiction.
Yes, I did.
Based on the clowns, and we're going to play that next for our audience.
Okay.
At What Are You Afraid Of? Horror and Paranormal Show on ParaX Radio on Friday nights at 9 p.m. And we've just joined the EMC Collective, which is going to be great. It's a tautology, but we did it. And we are live from the TerrorKlown Apocalypse, the TerrorKlowns, in Lansdale, PA, at Comic Zen. To remind people, we will be at Fort Midland, if we survive, on September 16th for a full-day event. The whole day will be some ghost hunts, sort of, led by paranormal hosts. It'll be $10 to get in, and then we're doing an authors event that evening from 5 to 8 with James Chambers, John Foster, Phil Thomas right here, T. Fox Dunham, this guy right here, Shannon Giglio, Peter Giglio, who are coming up from Georgia to join us, and Megan Akure.
The Clown Code. Written and narrated by Phil Thomas. Only 2 people made it out alive. I'm one of those people. It was many years ago, in the early summer months of 1953, and the Smithsonian Traveling Circus of Wonders was in full swing. People traveled long and far to witness the newest and most dangerous live shows ever performed, with the secret intention of experiencing a tragedy firsthand. On June 2nd of that year, many had their wish fulfilled when Jetty Brackett met her fate at the hands of a malfunctioning tightrope whilst performing her first ever net-free extravaganza. Some said it was just her time, others said it was a higher power punishing her for her promiscuous activities with a clown named Squeaks. But I know the truth. I was there that evening, watching from a ground floor perspective. The snapping of the rope thundered around the nylon tent, and the crowd grew silent as Jenny plummeted face first to the hard gravel surface. An audible cracking followed as her neck twisted sideways upon impact, and her body remained motionless for minutes as onlookers stared in disbelief. It was determined that the tightrope in question was in need of replacement, and since the circus was too cheap to follow proper procedure and hire a professional maintenance crew, the neglect fell upon the performers in charge of inspection. The tragedy was the worst in Smithstone's history up until that point, but it was nothing compared to the darker days to follow. The circus shut down for a 1-month period and resumed in another stateside location as if nothing had happened. News didn't travel as quickly back then, and most of the locals that came out to see the show were unaware of its recent disaster. The lion tamers, circus clowns, and trapeze artists continued with relative ease, but one performer found it considerably more difficult. His demeanor had taken a disturbing turn, and isolation set in. Squeaks the Clown normally had a cheery disposition, always bouncing around, joking and laughing. There was a spring in his step and a squeak in his tap, hence the name. But that deteriorated until only a hollow shell remained. He felt that the circus folk were solely responsible for his darling's untimely demise, and needed to pay for their negligence. There is a little-known incantation, known as the Clown Code, which is present in a tome of dark spells and curses that was written by the first of their kind named Milo Chapman, a vicious clown who dabbled in the dark arts. Few copies of Milo's tome exist, but Squeaks was lucky enough to be one of the few to possess its mystical contents. It had been passed down to him from his father, who received it from his father, and so on. It was in the family for centuries, but as far as Squeaks knew, nothing in the tome had ever been implemented by anyone other than Milo in a real-world scenario, until now. During the month of August, the circus witnessed another tragedy unlike anything they'd ever experienced. Burly Jim, the strongman, was crushed during a performance by a 700-pound barbell that he'd normally lifted with the ease of a tablespoon. It resisted him with external force and buckled his shoulder blades downward, essentially ripping his arms from their sockets and causing him to bleed out between hollowed shrieks in front of a frozen audience. It was a horrific sight, but it went off with malfunction because Burly Jim was supposed to be only one of many in a series of tragedies that evening. In the dark early morning hours, Squeaks studied the tome and attempted to uncover a missing component, while the rest of the circus, packed with haste, to quickly move to the next town. After an hour-long scavenger hunt, he found the passage he'd been searching for. Apparently, he'd missed a key ingredient in the spell-casting process, but this time he was sure to implement it, and since all the ingredients were circus-related, he had everything right at his disposal. After leaving his tent, he searched the grounds and returned with his missing item, a lion tamer's whip, which he set ablaze, along with a rubber balancing ball and an acrobat's costume, while reciting his chants. The circus set up their tents and settled into their next location, which was in a small town just outside of New Orleans. While everything was constructed, Squeaks decided not to take any chances and performed the spell a second time, as to ensure it would successfully work during the next scheduled show. The arrival of the circus attracted the New Orleans masses, and the sold-out spectacle began promptly at 7:30 with the snapping crack of Oscar the Lion Tamer's whip. But it wasn't long before Theodore the Lion became unresponsive to his commands and backed Oscar into a corner of the high-rise tent. With nowhere to run, he quickly became a play toy, and the enraged lion mauled and mutilated his body. His innards spilled from their foot-long gashes, becoming visible to the standing crowd. When Squeaks raised his finger to invoke the spell's grand finale, a burst of flames started on one side of the tent and circled the entire structure in a matter of seconds. It quickly spread to the exit points, leaving the performers and audience members trapped in a nightmare furnace. Hundreds ran and pleaded for help that would never arrive as fire nibbled at their flesh and eroded their life. Again, I was present on that evening, and I still hear the splintering screams of everyone inside becoming charred briquettes. Hours later, when the smoke cleared, nothing was left, and everyone perished except for me and one other. I don't know who he is or how he managed to get out, but I noticed him escape through a wall of black smoke and soot. It was Squeak's intention all along for everyone to perish within those nylon walls, spectators included, but that didn't happen. If you're wondering how I know as much as I do about these mysterious events, I'd like to explain something. I have a spring in my step and a squeak in my tap, and after all these years, I've never stopped searching for the one that got away, and I never will.
On September 16th, the hosts of Philadelphia's ParaX Radio invite you to experience Horror at the Fort, Philadelphia Ghost Fest. It's a day of tours, vendors, paranormal investigations, live broadcasts, and horror readings. Though we warn you, one of the tour guides may be a ghost who volunteers here at this historic site. Tickets for daytime events are $10, or stay for the whole day for just $45, including the nocturnal ghost hunt, the buildings and grounds of Mud Island Fort. ParaX Radio hosts will be broadcasting, and horror authors from the Horror Writers Association will be reading their newest dark literature during a dusk event. Learn more at www.fortmifflin.us. Join ParaX Radio on September 16th for a day and night of horror. And if you hear the screaming woman, don't worry, you're not the only one.
ParaX.
Caliburn Press, LLC is a Madison, Wisconsin-based publishing company owned and operated by Alan Ledden. Caliburn works with talented writers, artists, editors, and marketers throughout the United States, and you can find their books through their many imprints that include Damnation Books, Eternal Press, Malaferia Press, Ciento Sordida Publishing, and Spiro Publishing. Please visit their website at sites.google.com/site/Caliburn Press LLC/home, or Google Caliburn Press to check out their growing list of titles on Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com, and any other place fine books are sold.
Hi, I'm David Walton, and I drop whatever I'm doing to read whatever Fox and Phil demand of me. My digital, as opposed to ectoplasmic alter ego, is called Brendan Shawland, who regularly plays guitar and sings in a virtual world. Brendan has a website, David doesn't. Bandcamp sales figures would suggest that Brendan's music is decidedly niche. If you want to be in the vanguard of support as Brendan heads towards global domination, just put Brendan Shawland in your favourite search engine, and you'll find his website very close to the top. You'll see what the human looks like, and you can check out the Listen to a Song page to access Brendan's unwillingly private world of creative output.
Your source for everything paranormal. Para-X.
Clown Car by Phil Reavis.
Nice story there, Phil.
Yeah,
Too bad it's probably going to be your last.
That might be. It might very well be. I'm glad you liked it.
So, yeah, we are back on What Are You Afraid of? Horror and Paranormal Show, and we are observing and reporting on the TerrorKlown apocalypse. The city's gone.
Yeah, we are barricaded in here, and we are looking. I'm looking outside right now, and I don't see much out there now.
No, the streets have gone eerily quiet.
Yeah.
You know, there's still customers coming in.
Yeah, there's still customers coming in.
I guess they want their comics at the end of the world.
But look, we don't know if they're clowns. If some of them have taffy on them, which isn't a good sign.
Yeah, we're kind of staying away.
So I'm not sure why we're letting them in.
Well, people need their comics at the end of the world.
That's right.
We are back on episode 57, Clown Apocalypse, with author J. Lee Dodson, who wrote the Evil Klown Survival Guide, which can be found on Amazon, will be in bookstores, and you'll be able to find a link to that on our website and through our Twitter feed. And we are talking with this unique and eccentric gentleman. How you feeling there?
I'm doing okay. I still got this taffy is growing up my leg, and now it's on my waist. So I only have a few minutes left to tell you some information and maybe some tips.
Is the waist the end game?
Yeah, I mean, how can you defend yourselves against?
Yeah, I know. How do you? I mean, is it?
If you don't have the taffy on, you can. There's a couple ways you can defend yourself. You can ghost alpha clowns. It's ghosting. What you need to do is find the clown roots that grow up around the dark top, or anytime an alpha clown is in the area. Clown roots. They're roots that are white and have red dots on them. And what you want to do is get a foot of that, take it with you, and cut it open. And then you want to spread the sap that's inside the root all over you. And the alpha clown cannot see you. You become literally invisible to the alpha clowns. They only last a few minutes, but it gives you enough life-saving time to get out of there.
Wow, okay.
You can use a machete shield. Yeah.
What is a machete shield?
A machete shield. Well, a machete shield stops like Zulu clowns. Those are the 3-foot clowns that come at you really fast because they are really fast. What you want to do is get 3 machetes and staple them, somehow bind them to the bottom of a shield. And then as they're coming at you, you bop them in the face, knock them down, bring the shield up and slam it down, stabbing those little scum suckers right in the heart.
Wow.
Wow.
Gee, that's pretty bloody, but I'll believe it today.
Yeah, you can do that if you're strong enough.
If you're strong enough.
Can you behead them? Will that take them out, or will they just run around without their head on?
The Zulu clowns you can take out with sharp objects, yes. The Delta clowns, no. They will just grow back. The Alpha clowns.
Even if you behead them, it'll grow back.
So what?
That's pretty eerie.
It looks like we're going to have to evolve to live in a clown world. What do you think society is going to look like once the clowns take over?
Well, here's my theory. This is what I'm thinking. Humanity won't fall all together because obviously they need to feed. So they're going to gather up a few of us, thousands of us, and stick them in the thousands of dark tops everywhere in their dungeons for breeding and food. Just like livestock, like we do with our cows.
Okay, Phil, no matter what happens, we need to promise to stay together, be loyal to each other, and we will get ourselves. Take him! Take him! Take this guy! No, him! That was just a lady with a lot of makeup. I just got jumpy, and I was testing Phil to see what he would do.
You were.
Yeah.
I don't know where the shotgun is right now. I got to retrieve it.
Yeah, the shotguns. We've got a shotgun under the table.
I got a shotgun.
Okay, it is locked and loaded. Okay, so Jay Lee, the people have spoken. They want to know.
Yes.
Do you smoke TNT sticks just like Laughing Dark?
No, I wouldn't smoke that stuff. But yes, Laughing Dark does smoke TNT sticks. He likes the taste of them, and he likes to blow anything up that's near him. If it's a bus full of nuns, he'll blow them up. It doesn't matter to him.
just letting our audience know, we're not advising you to blow up a busload of nuns. That's crazy clown stuff.
No, that'd be crazy talk. That's crazy talk.
Right.
Before Daffy Dark is not crazy. He's crazy.
Well, that's good. It's good you don't smoke TNT sticks like he does.
I don't want that in my body.
I heard he did, and that
I want
was
humans. What?
Well, how you feeling there?
It's starting to hurt a little bit. It's up to my nipples now.
Oh dear,
that's not good.
No, it's not.
Like stuff. It's all the way up there now. It's starting to cover me, and I'm trying to get the information as much as possible before I turn.
Up to his nipples. That's a very disturbing description on many levels. So what's it feel like? What's going through your mind right now as you're becoming a clown?
I just want to eat everybody. I just want to reproduce and throw my vomit on everyone.
Well, I'm glad you're far away from us right now. Because,
because we're completely safe.
Yeah.
From the TerrorKlown epidemic. I mean, is there going to be anywhere safe from TerrorKlowns? Where can we go?
Okay, I'll give you a quick tip of safe zones. They're called safe zones. They're areas that aren't infected with clowns yet. Those ones you want to get to. You have to look, listen, establish, and prepare. It's called the LEAP system. You must prepare yourself for the uncommon.
Take your time.
They're coming. You must prepare yourself. The clowns are coming.
So these safe zones, LEAP. Okay, so is there a safe zone near us that we can get to?
You might want to go to a school. They don't like schools much, so you'll be safe at a school. Hospitals? Forget it. They love hospitals. Do not go to a hospital.
And of course, if we survive, the remake of It is coming out.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. I'm going to see that. As a clown, probably, but I am going to go see that. It looks awesome, fantastic, and scary.
So you're going to go see it, Phil?
Oh, I definitely want to go see it.
What are your expectations?
Oh, my expectations. I love the original.
Yeah, we love. What do you mean the original miniseries?
Yeah, miniseries. Yeah, originally
Nobody
back
beats
in the 80s.
Tim Curry.
But Tim Curry.
That's going to be tough.
I saw the trailers. For the new one, and from what I see, I like it. I mean, I like the trailers. Did you see the trailers?
I'm concerned.
You're concerned.
Number one, this is a.
What are you concerned about?
This is a very long story.
Yeah, it is.
In fact, you have to carry it with a crane.
Well, how long is the upcoming movie going to be?
See, that's the thing. We had a mini-series, which was a couple of episodes, so they had time, and they only explored a tiny percentage.
I know.
You see what? In my opinion,
it
looks like they're only dealing with the kids this time. And there's a second one coming out next year.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes, it's part 1 and part 2. This is part 1. This is only dealing with the kids up to 2. They get rid of the clown. And then the part 2 comes out next October or September, and that deals with the adults 30 years later. So what they're basically doing is taking the miniseries and splitting them into 2 movies.
They're doing 2 movies. I did not know that.
I didn't know
that
either.
Makes me feel
much better.
That makes me feel a little better. What worries me is that, we had a lot of these horror movies that came out, like The Ring, and they were based on Japanese movies, the horror industry that they were doing. And they tried to copy the gotcha moments, but if you watch the original movie, it's a lot longer, and it's got a lot more development and drama to it.
Right.
And I saw the commercials for it, and I noticed a lot of those gotcha scenes. So yeah, I'm a little concerned that it's gonna fail because it's so ambitious.
Oh, maybe. But it looks
that does
dark
make me
and
feel a
creepy
little better,
to
though.
me.
The fact that they're breaking up into 2 parts.
Yeah, I did not know that.
Yeah,
that
is
makes me
good.
They
feel
are
a lot
breaking it
better.
in 2 parts. There will be another one next year.
Like, they're going to have a lot more time now to develop and do storytelling.
That's great.
Right.
Well, it's kind of like I saw The Defenders, the new series
you were talking
on Netflix.
about that, yeah.
And
I do that one.
I'm not a Marvel fan, but I like, I
DC?
watch... What's that?
You like DC? DC?
And like my wife and I in this house, we're DC.
You're DC, okay.
Yeah, but I liked Daredevil. Quite dark. Jessica Jones with David Tennant, remarkable stuff. And I enjoyed Luke Cage. It was a very story-driven movie. And then you watch The Defenders, and it's like all 5 of them, including the Iron Fist, and you've just got too many people in 8 episodes. So there's not much time for story development. There's no depth. They're all quoting their taglines, and there's no real depth to the whole thing. So I was a little bit disappointed.
Oh, you know what series
How far
I
did you
love?
get?
What's that?
Stranger Things.
Stranger Things, yeah.
That's my bag. Yeah.
Movie,
Yeah.
show,
Yeah.
TVs. It's a movie. I call it a movie. It's an 8-episode movie.
They're coming out with
Part 2.
season 2.
Yeah.
On Halloween.
October.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Funny story for you.
That's a great
I was
story.
at the convention. And
I
was sitting with one of my friends, and one of the kids from Stranger Things was there, and my friend dropped his fork on the floor when we were in the restaurant, and the kid from Stranger Things just happened to be walking past the table when he did it, bent down, picked it up, and handed it to us. So and we didn't realize who it was at first, but looked up, and then I saw him. I can't remember his name. It's the kid with the red hat and the shaggy hair.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, but I'm telling him that, yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah. So as a Stranger Things fan, I think we might appreciate that.
Yeah.
So just to remind everybody, Fort Mifflin, September 16th, full day and night event. The day is $10. There'll be some tours, some ghost paranormal hunting with the hosts of ParaX Radio. Then from 5 to 8, horror authors James Chambers, John Foster, Phil Thomas, T. Fox Dunham, Megan Okuri, and Shannon and Peter Giglio driving up from Georgia for that event. And then the full package is $45 if you want to stay at night and be part of the Fort Mifflin Paranormal Hunt. We've got a live show, the Paranormal View, which will be starting at 8 o'clock and sort of covering the live haunted event. And we'll all be sort of broadcasting during the day.
Yeah.
And then we'll be down in Gettysburg on September 23rd. Right. Tom Capper's joining us if he turns back into a human. We'll be down with Mark Nesbitt and Carol Nesbitt at their store where he does ghost hunts down in Gettysburg. It's going to be really quite cool. And then we're setting up the Penhurst event.
That's right, man.
Yeah, which is going to be amazing. So we got a lot of stuff coming up for we do a lot of stuff on October. The Halloween season we're starting in September because sometimes you need a little Halloween.
Halloween's in my heart every day.
Yeah. Matt, sure sounds like it is actually.
Yeah.
But Mr. J. Lee Dodson, author of The Evil Klown Survival Guide, you can find that on Amazon.com and soon in bookstores. It's an incredible book, and I know it had quite a troublesome birth. I know you went through a lot of iterations there in finding the right publisher.
Right.
You stayed with it.
I stayed with it. I had this story since I was in high school. Yes. When I first saw the clowns in high school, I had this concept. I kept with it, and never gave up. And finally, it is here, in my hands, in print, for everybody to see.
You can find information on that book to Amazon.com.
Right.
J. Lee Dodson, that's his name. But you can also find links on the website at www.whatareyoufraidofpodcast.com. In addition, we can find our previous shows, and you can also find our ghost story gallery, which not only has the ghost story up on it, but it also has the audio version, so you can listen to the ghost stories. And not other ghost stories sites don't do that. You know,
no, these are like little audio books.
Yeah, and it's really cool. We'll be adding some more. I'm going to improve the website up a little bit.
You don't have to read them. You can listen to them.
You can listen to them. Just put them on in the car.
Yeah.
Listen to our ghost stories. We're going to try to do
work.
Yeah.
You know, go into the store, wherever.
Right. And send us a ghost story if you got one.
For those people in the Midwest going to the river.
Yeah, to the river. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, to the river or to the shore, right.
Yeah.
Summer is almost over. Okay,
don't say that.
Before we close out, Mr. Dodson, what advice would you give to new authors who are trying to get where you are?
Just keep at it. Don't give up. You want to keep going with your career. You want to keep going with your goals, your dreams. Don't let the naysayers say you can't do it, because you can.
Any plans for a sequel, or is this going to be a one and done?
Yes, there will be a book 2. The Evil Klown Survival Guide, the TerrorKlown's Compendium. It will list 120 different clowns.
Wow.
And pictures with descriptions on how to defeat them. Yes.
I'll be looking forward to that.
The TerrorKlown's Compendium will be coming.
The Compendium will
sounds great.
If we survive.
Yeah.
If we survive.
Yeah, it's really... Phil, do you see that by the door?
Oh God.
I think they're gathering at the door.
What is that? Oh my God.
They're actually listening to the show where we've been announcing our location.
Oh no.
What the hell's wrong with us?
We shot ourselves in the foot.
We did.
You brought them to you.
They're coming in. They're getting through the door.
There's the door.
The clowns have broken through the barricade. It's not looking good for us. We are folks sports fans. They're everywhere. They're all through town. They're in Philadelphia. The clowns have invaded, and one is pointing a whoopee cushion at me, and the other one has a flower. And oh, these shows are so big. They're just too crazy big. I can't get behind that. It's too crazy. Their feet can't be that big. Phil, hold me.
I'm grabbing the shotgun.
You want the shotgun?
I want the shotgun.
Okay, here's the shotgun. I play with it. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
You're gonna go. Oh, Tom's getting Marley again. This is. Oh man. Okay. Phil, go get him.
Where are their shells at?
Go get him. Actually, I kind of the shells are different, but I think
What
they're
do you
gonna
mean
work for
they're
you. No, don't worry about it. Just
okay.
go. Trust me. Have faith in me.
All right.
Okay. Oh, well, Phil, I may have changed the shells and filled them up with glitter. I thought it would be prettier.
Eat my lead, you painted dancing freaks. See you in cotton candy hell.
Fox! Yeah, I'm sorry.
Nothing happened. They just sprayed them with glitter.
Sure.
Fox, you bastard.
I'm sorry, Phil. I thought it was... Oh, my God, they got Phil. They're coming Tom, keep making them noise.
Fox, help.
They're all circling around me now. Phil's here. Tom's here. Tim Hershey has risen from the grave. I guess he's some sort of zombie clown.
Jay Lee, we need some advice here. How do I stop these clowns from coming in? Okay,
I'll tell you how to stop those clowns from coming in.
Lee, is it you?
Go up to the window and let them eat you. I am now a TerrorKlown.
Phil, Lee's gone. He's also turned into a clown. And oh my God, they're coming at me.
Come here, Fox.
Phil,
Fox,
you've
come
gone
here.
all. Oh God, they're coming again. I think this is the last show. They're gonna get.
I told you so. Humanity is falling.
T. Fox Dunham lives in Philadelphia with his wife Allison. He's a lymphoma survivor, cancer patient, modern bard and historian. His first book, The Street Martyr, was published by Gutter Books. A major motion picture based on the book is being produced by Throughline Films. Destroying the Tangible Illusion of Reality or Searching for Andy Kaufman, a book about what it's like to be dying of cancer, was recently released from Perpetual Motion Machine Publishing, and Fox has a story in the Stargate anthology, Points of Origin, from MGM and Fandemonium Books. Mercy was recently released by Bloodbound Books. Fox is an active member of the Harvard Association. He's been published in hundreds of short stories and articles, and his motto is wrecking civilization one story at a time.
Phil Thomas resides in the suburbs of Philadelphia and is an author and filmmaker. His screenplays have been produced into feature films such as False Face and Always from Darkness that are available in major retailers such as Best Buy and Target, as well as availability on Netflix and Amazon On Demand.
The views expressed and the opinions given by the individual host and their guests do not necessarily reflect those of Para X, its affiliates, or its sponsors.